Welcome back to my channel. Hey everybody, thanks for joining me today. I just got off of a live. It was awful. Oh my god. I swear everything that could go wrong went wrong. But I did promise to kind of go through my spiraldex, why I use it, how I use it. It's really not as big of a deal as you probably think. And I also will go through this week's pages, like the last week. This is Sunday, so this week's pages, and I'm actually going to set up Monday's spiral deck so I can kind of go through why and how I use it. So welcome. Those of you that are new here, hi, I'm Kitty Valentine. Welcome to Mermaid Kitty channel. Meow. Swim, meow, meow, swim. I do have an Instagram where I show more of my personal life. Mermaid Kitty 85, so check that out if you'd like to see my pages and what I do during a day. I do a lot of quiet things, kind of ASMR style, I guess you could say, on my Instagram. But anyway, let's get started. I do use a BS6 Stayology notebook, and it's over halfway through. It's pretty chunky. These are extra 2 booklets from So Much Crafting. I have my calendar and my work weekly, so everything else is personal within my Stayology. So I have like half a book left, but just to give you kind of a so this is what the book normally looks like without all the stuff in it, and that's what the book looks like with stuff in it. So it does thicken up pretty quickly if you like to put papers and washi tape and things like that in there. I actually am kind of switching over to more just hand-drawn and stamping, so I am able to oh lord, we have a Tokidoki flying off the shelf at me. So I actually don't have to have such a bulky planner because I love this cover. This cover is stuffed, and I think if I took out my back 2 books it'd be fine, but I don't want to. So, and it does fit if I just constantly slide it down. It kind of unslides, and then it fits fine. It is pretty flush to the edge. I have my 2 main pens, and I carry this around as well, which has my color code, my highlighters for the week, and a Stadler. So, and I always switch my Ollie clip. This is one of my new ones that I love. My Valentine's ones, I had them on there for Valentine's week, and I'm over it. They weren't that cute. So I usually use the washi tape that I'm using for the week. Here I'm just going to continue using these. They're very neutral, and I just really like them. They kind of just go with the whole vibe. And let's get started. So where shall I start? Let me give you a flip of this week. I want to go ahead and let you know that I am not neat with my planning. I am very, what's the word, sloppy. I use my notebook. I like lists. I like to write. I like to have my S together. And the best way for me is not to be so concerned over what it looks like. Now, I do take some effort. I mean, I do put cute things in. That's what my lives are for, is to kind of show you how I cutify it. Like, I put the vellum in and things like that. I think I overdid the vellum this week. Like, yes. But it was suggested by my girls and boys on the live. So this was my vellum for the week because it was Valentine's week. In the box, I did stamp some here, put some stickers around, some washi. This is the way my tracking looks. It kind of stays the same. I found what works for me. Social media tracker, which I need to actually put the rest of the things that I have. I've been posting a lot more on Instagram now, so that's good. Video ideas, and then happy tracker. That's basically things that make me happy. It could be something as simple as praying, plan, journal, things that benefit my life and make me feel better, but are also necessary for a healthy mindset in life. So, and then water, H2O, and tea. Weather, and then I started tracking my pain and anxiety. I wanted to know how my pain was and when I mean pain, I mean like body aches and headaches and stuff. I have it kind of broken down in the back of this week right here, kind of added like a more detailed situation. I'm kind of playing around with adding that in this upcoming week. I haven't filled anything out for this upcoming week. So whenever I'm in pain, usually my anxiety is pretty high. And when I'm not in pain, my anxiety is pretty low. My anxiety's there we go. So here's my Monday. I do use a spiraldex stamp, and I just fill in the times and then color code, and sometimes I put AM routines, get it done, things I need to get done. So instead of putting my whole like list of stuff I need to get done in my spiraldex, I do basic things like so I can have better time management. Now I used to use vertical before my spiraldex. I really enjoyed my vertical layouts. I used actually a weekly timed vertical, and then I did some tracking this way in the past for like anxiety and my mood. I have a little different way to do it. Ever since I've decluttered and have been praying more, my mood has been pretty consistent, which is great. Wednesday, you notice there's not as much writing. It's because I moved my prayer journal into an actual journal. I'm starting to do more creative journaling with my prayers and whatnot, such as this. I use a traveler's notebook. I fell in love with this notebook a long time ago, and I've tried different traveler's standard size notebooks, but this one is my favorite. But here's my 2020 just prayer journal. Through prayer we are strong, through God we can do anything. And I do kind of like, these are some swatches, but I do some like cute, just trying something different using things that I have like papers and stuff. So, and I just do it this way. So ever since I started doing that and having a notes section, I haven't really had to use my daily page, which works out because sometimes my dailies get super busy and I find myself running out of room. I'll have just things that pop up here and there, like angel numbers, so on and so forth. I didn't have much going on Friday. I was at home. I got a lot of stuff done, but when you are not able to walk that much, it kind of, you kind of are slowed down. Hold that thought. I did do all these things. Oh, I didn't film. I moved that to today. This was yesterday. And then this is today. I did try and do the spiraldex here on a video, but it didn't work out well, so I'm going to do it for Monday. But usually on the weekend I do a vertical style planning to be more of a memory keeper. But I also have notes. This is I just put the date and just stuff like this. And then when I went back to work, I've been out of work for a few days because of my ankle, but I decided to go back even though my doctor did not want me to, but I did. I was praying. I was like a little nervous about it because it can be tough where I work, but the kids were sweet and they drew me little pictures, so I made little collages out of the pictures they given me and just journaled around the pictures. It's really interesting to see how the kids view me. It's like they look at me as like this pretty princess. It's kind of sweet. This is how I kind of quickly decided to do a tracker. It's kind of sloppy, or it is sloppy and just kind of pointless, but headaches, foot, hand for my arthritis and tendonitis, the day, and then things that I think would relate to my headaches and pains and stuff. For example, on Monday, and I have it on a scale 0 to 4, and then AM, PM. So stress and anxiety are headache related, and then the rain was coming. I could feel it coming in my hands, like ow. Foot was okay because I kind of stayed off my foot that day. And then Tuesday, I had a lot of stress from the pain, and I was hungry, and I was at work. It was just, I elevated my foot, so it wasn't too bad, but it started hurting at the end of the day because I had to walk around with a crutch. And then heavy rain and the temperature dropped, so my hands hurt really, really bad. And then back and neck pains and slight elbow pains. And then I was stuck in a small room on Thursday in ISS, and I do not like to be stuck in a small room. I don't like small spaces. Unless it's a space that is mine and I create my own little space. But if I'm stuck with nothing on the walls and bad little children, I just, no. It makes me sick. So anyway, I had a bad headache, but my arthritis wasn't too bad. But my foot was hurting. I don't know. It's been hurting pretty badly these past few days. And I've been trying to stay off of it. And then I was just testing out my new pen. My husband got me these for Valentine's Day, along with a bunch of other stuff like my other Stayology I just showed. These are aerodynamic pins. Are made for left-handers and right-handers, and actually are really great for people like me that do get tendonitis and arthritis in your hands. So I think that they're great, and they actually write pretty smoothly. I'm still not completely sold on them because I like heavy pens. I really like a good heavy pen. These aren't heavy at all. That's why I have this gold pen in me. It's very heavy, and my other fountain pen is metal and is super heavy. I like heavier pens. They feel good in my hand. But I will admit that these are very easy to write with. I'm teaching my daughter how to use a fountain pen, and she definitely loves this pen. And it's fairly smooth. A lot of graphic artists use this pen, and you can get disposable inks for them. I don't know if you can use you probably could get a cartridge as well, like ones I use for my other pens, but they're fairly smooth. I don't have anything against them. I have my preference, but they do feel really good in my hand. So the days that I have my heavy arthritis or something, I probably will use these. But yeah, this is the name of them. They are made in Germany. Not bad, not bad. So yeah, he got me some cartilages as well, but they're medium point. So I just tested that. So that was this last week, and let me let that dry for a second. So this week I switch out my highlighters and Coletto to kind of match whatever is going on in my day or week. So I went to my 5 cartilage Coletto because I missed having my color. I took out my color just to save space, but now I really want it back for me. So here's my beautiful vellum that I printed out today. My daughter picked it out. I thought it was super cute. Big fan of Sailor Moon, so that was cute. But interestingly enough, I chose colors that were more neutral and not so pastel-y for this. I'm surprised too. I pulled out that yellow and gold and then counteracted it with like this nice brown. Because I'm more into neutral colors now, but of course I have like this lime green situation going on, and then my days are just kind of, it still has the brown. So I'm going to actually show you, and if you're interested in seeing me mess up stamping and like fail miserably, please join my lives. You get to see all my failures. But anyway, so this is where I put my inbox, but I'm actually here today to share with you how I work my spiraldex. I've had a couple of questions about this. Now, it is a stamp. Let me get it. Oh, give me a second. My foot is kind of hurting today. I ordered it off of Etsy. There's like 2 shops that have spiraldexes. One isn't a spiraldex. This is considered a spiraldex. You can write in your own times. It's very simple, kind of ugly looking, but I got it from a shop in France off Etsy. All you have to do is type in spiraldex stamp, and you'll find it. I need to clean this. I'm wearing pants that I wear when I craft and stuff, and I stamp all over my pants. But it's really great because the spiraldex mimics a clock. So you have 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock, and it's 24 hours. Ooh, 24 hours. So it's really fun to use, and it's, if you're a visual person, it's really fantastic. So let me bring you in a little bit more. Okay, and let's plan out my Monday. So Monday I'm off of work, which is fantastic, but let's go ahead and put in the my pin top just threw across, like went across the room. So yeah, nice. So you have, of course, your 6 and your 12. It's the same. Now you can put whatever numbers you want in here. It doesn't have to follow the clock if you don't want. But my days usually, I wake up at 4 in the morning every day, but that's my me time, so I don't have to really put that in there. My day, like going out the door, starts around 6 o'clock, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I put in my times, and I always pick a color for the week, and I love browns and neutrals right now. So I have this ready to go. Now I use my Coletto, and you can use highlighters, you can use markers, whatever you want to use my color for color code. Now I color code so I can have a visual sense and also see how productive my time is and how much time I have in between to do chores and such. So for example, I'll make a list of chores here, and then through the times that I have available, try and get them done. So for example, Monday, orange are things that are like that you have to go somewhere and do. Anything like shopping, to meetings, to doctor's appointments, to anything like that. So my cat always does this when I'm filming, y'all. Excuse the noise. Oh my god. I swear my cat has to poop every time I film. It's so disgusting. Anyway, so my daughter has tennis practice at 10 a.m. to probably about 11. So my dad's going to come pick her up, so she has to go. So that's going to be there. And during that time, I can actually get some chores done. But if it were me taking her, I wouldn't have that chance. But I could take my planner or whatnot with me and get some prayer done or writing done or whatever else is. So I usually make a work list and a home list, or a personal list and home list, which I'll do here in a moment. But I'm going to go ahead and put it. My cat is going crazy, y'all. He's lost his mind. He almost broke my cup. I would have cried. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and put in the important things like that. So what you do is you go to the time. I color it in. And then you draw a line. You can either write it inside this spot, or you can draw a line outwards. So I'm actually going to draw a line outwards. And then you write whatever thing it is that you need to do, or event or whatnot, there. So for example, so for me, it's more than my daughter going to tennis. There is a period of time that I need to dedicate before her going to get her ready. So that's where pink will come in handy, which stands for family and anything to do with family and all that. So I actually have to get her up at a certain time, which green is going to be any kind of home life errands or things like that. So I'm actually going to get up pretty early in the morning, although I don't absolutely have to, but I'm going to get some things done to prepare for her to even leave. So for example, if she's leaving before 10, I need to have her ready before 9. Breakfast, meds, all that stuff, because she does have her own stuff she needs to take care of. And sometimes it takes time. You need to give, for her, she has to have mental time. Like, she's got to prepare herself. She has to move. Everything has to be extremely structured for her, because if not, she will lose her damn mind. And I'm the same way. So we need at least over an hour to get her ready to go. Okay, so that means I've got to wake her up, make her breakfast. We usually, when we stay home and stuff like this, on holidays, I make her a huge breakfast, like bacon, pancakes, all that stuff. That's what we do on the weekends and then holidays as well. So that means I'm getting up at 6 to prepare breakfast, but I'm already awake, and I'm going to show you how I do that. AM preparations. Now, basically, when I say AM prep, I'll probably have a list here. I'll go into it in a second. What that means is basically doing my morning chores, like getting the dishes put away and stuff, putting clothes away, whatever it is to tidy the house a little bit before anyone wakes up. So the house is fresh, clean, I'm ready, and my focus can go into my family. That's something that I've had to learn to make myself do over this past year, because, or even the past few months, because ever since my declutter, I've been much better about this kind of stuff, because I recognize that I am so stressed out when things are out of place. And it's okay if things are out of place for a short period of time, but I really like to start fresh with myself being put together. So as you can see, I don't have that time written in where I wake up at 4 a.m. So what I'm going to do is take my brown pen, and you see this line here? I'm going to actually draw it in just like this. Oops. Just like this. And add to this spiral. And that way I actually can go ahead and plan out my alone time, which is when I do my prayer, things like that. And fortunately enough, I have my color, which is purple, because it's my favorite color. Although teal has turned out to be one of my favorite, like a bluish teal color. And brown, I really love that mixture. But anyway, so that's my personal prayer time, reflection, planning, all that jazz, and getting dressed I have to do before everybody else, because all my focus goes into my family. So me time. All right, so I get up at 4, have coffee and tea, probably post something on Instagram, like a good morning thing. I have an idea. And then by 6, I'm getting up, starting my morning chores, AM prep, to get Allie up by 8. AK needs to be ready by 9. So around these times here, so what I'll do, since I have a time frame, I can either use the color or I can use another line and connect it to this, like that. So I can actually see, okay, 7:30 to 8:30 needs to be her preparation, which is the part where she has her me time while I'm prepping breakfast. So this period, this time right here that you see, is a mixture of her and me. So I would draw like this and this. So what that means is that I need to prepare breakfast while she is awake doing her own thing. That time frame right there is super important. This 7:30 right here to 8:30 is the time frame that is so important, that could make or break our day. This small hour can make or break our day. I know it sounds crazy, but if she doesn't have that hour to do what she wants to do, like watch a show or draw in in her sketchbook or talk to me or help me make breakfast, she will lose her damn mind, and so will I. So this is like, that's why this time right here is super important. Okay, so there's my mornings are super busy always. And then she's probably gonna come back home, and I really need to run to Brookshire's to do some grocery shopping. So I'm thinking to my husband needs to go to work, so he's taking my car in the morning, so I can't go anywhere until he drops my car off at noon. So I will be doing chores, so that's green. I will be doing all my housework and stuff until about 12:30, and Allie may come back or she at that time, or she may go to her grandparents to take care of some homework. So at this time, I'm gonna go to get some grocery shopping done. We've done some grocery shopping today, but my husband forgot a couple of things, so I'm not gonna allow myself to be gone longer than an hour, because again, when my daughter gets home, which I'm not sure when she's gonna get home, so I may end up filling that out later, leaving it blank. But there's going to be that time frame where I need to be home when she gets home, so we can get her prepared for the evening. So things like bath, reading her book, stuff like that. But I'm going to wait to do that, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how I handle the evening time. You see how there's this time frame right here? That's not colored in right here. That's the same time frame. For whatever reason, 24 hours in a day, these are the two time frames that are most important for my daughter and I. I'm going to go ahead and put in our pink because it's family time. All of us sit together, and she needs to get to bed, but we have our time to do creative time. We draw together, we talk to each other, that kind of thing. Now, what do I do when I'm already drawn for the morning? The beauty of having these is that helps. So I can draw the black line to this and then have it come out. So I'm going to draw a arrow like this. Like this. It starts at 7:30 to 9:30, and then I'll draw this line back out here, and that's creative time. Now see, here's the thing. If you're going to do a spiraldex, you kind of need to do your own thing. Like, my thing may not work for someone else's. It's just how it is. You use certain symbols, you use however you want to do it is up to you. This is just how I do it, and I'm actually building on this. Like, I've had to use it for a while to kind of learn what works for me, and I'm still learning. Sometimes I just sloppily do it if I don't have to go that far in depth. Sometimes I do have to go pretty intently in. I mean, look at all this mess. Whew. You know? But I'm trying to have a neater way of doing this to understand, which is going to require certain symbols. So this star right here is important because that's the important morning time, because it's in the AM section. So this spiral right here until it hits 12, that's AM, and then you have afternoon and then evening, and then of course AM, but AM like early morning. So you just kind of got to be a visual person, I think. But yeah, this would be our creative time together, but we also have dinner and family time together. So I always start dinner around 5, so I will color in this green, and then it too will also go to pink because that is our family time. And then I'll have a little more green, which is getting dishes put away and doing all the chores, prepping for the evening. Okay, and then I personally, if I'm not passed out, I will have some me time, and then all this usually is gray. Yeah, that's usually all gray because we're all asleep by then. But let me go ahead and show you. So this right here, at 5 o'clock I start dinner. So I just can put this out. Dinner prep, which depends on what we're having. And then we have family time here. Okay, notice where the little air, like where the lines are, because that's gonna indicate where in the day it is. For example, see how this arrow's in the middle of this one? That's the morning, and then this arrow's in the middle of this, that's the evening. So you got to be a visual person. Now, ultimately, I could always add PM, AM. I can always add those at the end if I wanted to, but I don't necessarily have to because I know my visuals. And then, of course, here we have our family time, and then here it's cleanup. Okay. And then this is our creative time, and then my prayer time, personal time, bed. So I haven't filled in the afternoon because I'm not sure when my daughter comes home and if I'll have personal time. So this is kind of open to plan for the rest of the day. Ever since I started using spiraldex, I don't journal as much on my daily pages, which is fine because I use my note pages for that. Because I use so much space with my list. So with that being put in, I now put in my list, or sometimes I put my list in first. So I'm going to actually use this brown to I usually use my fountain pen, but today we're just going to do the brown to put in my to-do list. So I know that tomorrow I need to put away clothes. I may do it tonight, but my foot's kind of hurting. Put away clothes, AK's room, basically make sure she's picked up and stuff, and if not, I'll go ahead and finish it. Dust and vacuum, I didn't get to that today. I may though, still, because there's still a little time in the day. I need to start the hamburgers. And then I need to, let's see. I want to post on Instagram. That's my personal stuff. And then I know I have a list of stuff. Okay, so basically when it comes to this week, I do have to go back and look at my highlighted items because that's the things that I need to tie over to this next week. So this stuff usually goes on my this week inbox. For example, take photos of items to sell. I have yet to do that. I need to do that so I can send my people their stuff. I can make a little money to send it. Having surgery coming up is expensive, and all the tests and MRIs is kind of taking it out of me. So that's one thing I absolutely need to do this week. So that may be something that would be good to do tomorrow on Monday because I have a little time to myself. But usually for me, my housework comes first. I know that sounds crazy, but it just is what it is. And then address my mail, which is, I actually have all the mail ready. I'm lacking one address. And I can at least send out 2 this week, hopefully. And then call physical therapist. I've done that, so I don't have to worry about that. I do need to call them back, though. Yeah, I need to reschedule. And then I'll put their number next to it so I don't have to go back. Yeah. And then look into small tins. Okay, so I want to organize my Delphonics. So that means I'm probably gonna go to Dollar Tree at some point. So when I process my pages, I can put like a check or star or whatnot. See, I did everything here, so I didn't do any baked goods. Oh yeah, I need to bake Rice Krispies for the kids. I still have yet to do it. I need to do it. It's just been kind of crazy. Yeah, so that's been done. And we got her toes. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good for the most part. Yeah. So after I process all that, so tomorrow I need to take those photos. And then something I'm doing differently this week is actually meal planning here, so I don't have to put it on the page. I don't waste any room. I have room to actually put my to-do lists, and it gives it a little more white space so I don't feel so cluttered. I will put my meals here. So we're having hamburgers tonight, so we're probably gonna have Korean beef tomorrow. Yes, I've learned how to make these things. And rice noodles. Usually my husband and I eat one thing and my daughter eats another because she's too spicy. I love spicy food and stuff. But anyway, so I'll go through. I actually need to put the dates down. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So, and if I need to have like a grocery list or something, I can always add it here. That's something I used to do. I may actually do that. Yeah, I think I may draw a line down the middle right here. There we go. That way I can have a grocery list. So I'll know what I need to do, what I need to get. So let's take a highlighter. Okay. And that's good because I can actually add what I need there. So anyway, yeah, that's how I use my spiraldex. The reason why I use one is because I'm a visual person and it helps me really manage my time. So if I have something that I want to do, for example, like Bible journaling tomorrow, which takes some extra time, or do a film or post a picture, I need to find the time, the purples, in the purple times or in some of the green times. After I check my list, it all ties together. I use it to keep myself on top of things and use my time to its best potential. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope it was helpful. And until next time, bye.